Astro Monday, we are live again, and wow, could you have ever predicted what was going to happen over this last week? And yes, we did predict it. Super excited about bringing up Witecki and just talking about what happened post-election. It's like an eerie calming, and I'm not sure, like when I look at it, if it's actually calming or not. So as you come in today, put down exactly what your sun, your moon, your rising is. And we got a makeshift. We've just got to our place where we're on location. So camera's gonna be moving around a little bit as we get stabilized. So put down put down your sun, your moon, and your rising in the comments. And we have Witecki up. Yay!
Hey, buddy, I'm sorry for the confusion today, man.
Oh, sorry. It could have been me too. I've been traveling for 14 hours, and we were just driving up here. We didn't even have signal, and then I finally got signal right at the moment.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm in the same sun as you.
Yeah, you are actually. Yeah. The sun behind me. I
Here,
can
let me
finally
touch you.
one
Just
shot.
touch you.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. Hi, everyone.
You look good, Chris. How's it going?
Oh, thanks, man. It's going pretty well. I'm in Denver, Colorado
Yeah.
today. So that was also part of my confusion. I'm like, doing the math and trying to schedule stuff. Feeling pretty good.
When we going from time zone to time zone, sometimes it gets with
Oh,
appointments changing and all that. Yeah.
it's nuts. Like today, it's like rescheduling a meeting when I'm about to go to Denver and everyone's in a different time zone. Right? Like it's like well, everyone's always like our whole organization we're always having like having to give two what it means on Pacific and East. But so anyways, it's kind of in that confusing. But I'm doing well. I'm feeling life changing.
Yeah.
That's what's happening with Scorpios. You see some real change. You feel some real changes. You probably won't see them for a little while, but you certainly feel them. You know that you are done with this and that you want to be open to that. There's a little bit of tension. I feel like in some moments I feel like I'm stuck in traffic, because I can't go where I want to go, but I have to be in this damn slow lane, kind of thing. So anyways, it's been, I would say, a lot of like little growing pains and moments of humility, too. Also dropping a lot of zeros with people. I found that I've just had enough, in some cases. Like I'm a very patient Taurus or whatever, but the Scorpio energy makes me feel really sharp. Like, okay, here's the freaking line. All right. No, 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 no. Yes, on Tuesdays. It's like, there's been a lot of like, drawing the line with people,
Hmm.
you know, even people who are doing great in my life, where
Yeah.
it's like they're overstepping or understepping.
Yeah, I get that.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
it's been the same thing I can describe. Yeah, I'm in this such a positive engine. It's like we went to an event on the weekend, a big one in Miami, and
Mhm.
on Saturday, and literally everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. And the whole time I'm just working through it and processing, staying in my spot, not letting it go. Like, there's a lot of times I'm like, stop, I need this, do this, and that. But what I was doing is just, I was holding my frequency. And that's what, like for you, you've always said, especially that 28 Pisces, it's like, holding that tone. So I was holding the tone no matter what. And that meant even around people that were close to me, I was just holding my presence and my tone, which sometimes meant just like this, like literally. And
Mhm.
as I did that, like wild stuff come up. Like literally the producers of Dr. Drew approached us. Like a morning show in Miami, and also a morning show in Chicago, reached out to do work with us. All in that same day as I was holding my tone, and it seemed like shit was coming. It's just like I was saying earlier, it was like driving through shit. It's hitting the windshield, but it's in the windshield now. It's not hitting me.
Yes, I would say that. Driving through shit. Yeah, I'm driving through shit. There's there's a lot of drawing lines with people. So there's a lot of tense moments or whatever. But actually, to kind of affirm what you just said, I finally am holding my cool.
Yeah,
Um, Whereas before I let it get to me
yeah,
and under my skin, and then I overreacted probably in a lot of cases, poorly communicated in a lot of cases. And now what I'm doing is I have this amazing patience to just sit there and let them completely hang themselves before I say something. I used to interrupt you and try to save you. I won't anymore. So,
That's awesome, man. So, so what I felt was after election day, eerie calm.
me too.
Yeah,
And,
and
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 happy that it was over, relieved. That just
yeah,
finally we can move on to this, since 2020, this
yeah.
conflict.
Yeah, and it was interesting because, as you see the world unraveling now, and I don't care what side you're on. I mean, we had Deepak with us, and he was before he went to he's working with us in Miami, and before he was actually at Mar-a-Lago with Trump the night before the event,
Wow.
and
Deepak Chopra?
yeah, yeah, he's part of a team that spiritually advises, and
Trump?
um,
Spiritually advises Trump?
yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah, and um, I mean, I mean, He's hooked. They did that. He was part of the movie Pandemic, right?
Oh, he was?
He
Deepak,
wrote
huh?
the musical score. His best
Oh,
friend is the
oh,
is
you're thinking you're Deepak. I was thinking about Deepak.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah,
Deepak, yeah. The musician, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Our
I was like,
Deepak.
what? I was like, Deepak Chopra's advising
No, no,
Trump?
no, no, no,
Okay.
no, no, no. I kind of
Okay.
I have other experience with Chopra. He's
I have too. That's why I was very surprised.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's
Hmm.
not. No, he's not on.
I wouldn't say
Yeah,
he's on that team. No.
absolutely not. No,
Mm-mm.
100%.
I think he goes
Yeah,
to the World Economic Forum yearly, So
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
leave it at that.
yeah. Yeah, no, so it was interesting to see what I did notice was this um is that opportunities were coming like crazy, and if I got myself riled up, and if I got myself into a space, it was almost like I could see them moving away, and then I just calm down, hold my tone, bring myself back into me, and then they all started coming at me again. It was really weird.
Mm.
It's like expansion and contraction, expansion and contraction.
I think I mean, that sounds like 28.
Yeah,
So it's like in 28, from what I've seen, you hold an emotional tone and people either surrender under it or leave.
yeah, yeah,
Because it's either comfortable or not.
yeah. Yeah, and the other thing too is because I know the astrology of every single person that comes up to me, whether they serve me, whether they are like I know you the same thing, but I mean literally they bump up to me on the street. I'm standing in line with them. They come up to me and say hi, and the repeating patterns are even to the point where my camera crew, they're like, how could that possibly be? That's what they're saying.
Yeah, they're seeing, yeah. Once you see the matrix, you can't unsee it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Yeah.
So
It's
what do
been
you
fascinating. Good.
what now? Okay, now we're through this bubble,
Hmm.
and today we're in a 10 going to an 11. And today it was funny because we're working with Giselle from Giselle Bakery, and we're doing this sweets that heal. That's going to be online, shipped all over North America. Also going to be an Air One in all those places. We got these sweets that are made with our Power Kirk and our
Cool.
fascial sweet, so they actually heal. And it's funny because she's a Taurus with a ton of Scorpio. And today we had a meeting and it kept getting pushed and it ended up being at 111 today
Ah,
on 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 11/1.
right. That's interesting. Yeah, you see those patterns too, those numbers.
So
Um,
this is feels like a day where like stuff is really happening. What happens? Like what's going on this week?
well, today is the day where things are happening. Today's the step 19 days. So remember, the step you wake up to is the step you're encoded to. And you have to go to sleep to re-encode to another step. So, people with sleep deprivation end up skipping steps. That's why they start to go
Oh,
nuts, in my
I
opinion.
gotta mention for people that don't know, Serious Joy has changed. You can go to seriousjoy.com and you can actually get the step system and the forecast every day free of charge, the same one that everybody sees globally, worldwide. So if you haven't done that, I gotta keep reminding
Thanks.
people, go to seriousjoy.com and then you can actually see the step and when it changes throughout the day.
You totally can. And make it your watch. and then we do a free daily mini scope. So just a quick little 2 minute thing on what's going on. So a good place to get started for free and see
Hey,
for
you know what
yourself
we
how
should
accurate it
do?
is.
You
What?
know what we should do?
Hmm.
We should pull that into our website when people come into a box.
Show me what that is. I'll talk to Evan and see if we can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we can. We it's more about our side. We just pull it in, and then we just pull in that it refreshes every time somebody refreshes. Like it's like that little corner belongs to Serious Joy,
That'd
and then when people
be
come, they can
cool.
see step in it.
That'd be cool. Yeah, it's yeah. I'll figure out how to do that. We'll talk
Yeah,
to Evan, and
yeah.
we have a pattern. So if you can build a crawler or something, you could do that. And so someone asked, it's seriousjoy.com, spelled like the star Sirius, seriousjoy.com. But you were leading to something, and somehow we went off on a tangent.
Sorry, yeah. So we're going in. So let's talk about this week
Okay.
because tomorrow's 11, and this week I feel like is going to be really powerful week. Tomorrow's 21. I mean, sorry, 20.
Well, yeah, we're in the 20 now already. So you might have, I'm not sure exactly what time it changed, but it changed. So, I got irritable. I don't know if you did. As soon as 20 hit, because you can feel that. But today is really about manifesting the boundaries of the new life, step 19. So you want to put in those boundaries for the new life. And I've been dropping zeros all day. That's my thing for boundaries, the zero. Then we go into step 20, which is where you feel step two, where your whole future ahead of you, zero. Okay. You feel all your future and you feel all the potential of your future. It could go wrong, it could go right, it could go high, it could go south. You feel all of it on step 20. So step 20 Scorpio is a very sensitive day because if you take your feelings as fact rather than as information being reported to you as a possibility, right? You can go overboard in step 20, have a meltdown. But what we do from step 20 to the end of this Scorpio transit is then we feel where the boundaries are of what we feel we want in our future and we don't want in our future. And that's where the line
Hmm.
is. So, and so we spend these next few days starting to feel through it. When we get to step 21 on Wednesday, I mean, Wednesday's ruled by 21. So what you're going to feel there is the narrative because it adds to a three. You're going to feel the new story breaking, and you're going to feel what you want in the story and what you don't want in the story, right? And believe it or not, this may be hard to believe, folks, but if you feel, for instance, that your partner could make an ass out of themselves at the party, okay, you can say to the universe, I do not want my partner to make an ass out of him or herself at the party. You can just say that to yourself, okay? That will reduce the chances of him or her being an ass by about 90%. And the reason is because everyone will feel that that's the line. So most lines, boundaries are managed through our feelings. It's like, why didn't you just bust in on them and ask them if it was okay? I didn't feel it would be right. Where'd that feeling come from? That feeling comes from the person who's broadcasting it. Garry or Chris is broadcasting. That's not cool to do. And so only, shut down assholes tend to cross that line, right? Most people are pretty intuitive. They know, they can feel exactly where the line is. Some people don't care and they go anyways. But most people, if they listen, they're feeling. So what you're technically doing is programming the matrix with what you feel will be appropriate going forward in your life and not going forward in your life. And so Wednesday is the story of what your life will be. Thursday will be on what level, step 22. So the story is I'm a teacher. Okay, am I a teacher in a little red schoolhouse? Am I a teacher in high school? Am I a teacher in college? Am I a teacher on the web? Am I a teacher on network television? So it's the level 22 to where, on what level do you belong? And then on Thursday, that's Thursday. And then on Friday, we go to step 23, which is then clarifying the vision. So you're a fascia worker, but you sell vitamins. Like, what's the vision? So it's like, where exactly is the line of the vision? What's in, what's out of the vision? And then Friday night we have a full moon in Taurus. So the full moon in Taurus, if you don't know, is pagan New Year because this is when the pagans celebrated New Year. It's the Halloween full moon that we see behind the cat. That full moon you always see in Halloween, that's a moon in Taurus you're seeing. And so it varies based on the year. Right now, this full moon is way in November, nowhere near Halloween. But it means it's a new year, which means the moon will kill off, basically, shut down to feelings you don't want in the future, and the moon will reflect feelings you do want in the future. So it's a big emotional line drawn in the sand.
Right.
and it's in Taurus. So what you're really drawing the line in is on what will be built, what will be manifested, and what won't be manifested, right? And then the Sun in Scorpio is, and therefore here's the line in life. So this full moon is at step 24, even though the day starts at step 23, and it ultimately is determining what you feel your relationship 24 net 6 is to what you will manifest Taurus in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the final line.
And when basically it's like you're going to manifest something, you already have it out there, and you're feeling how you're going to relate to it.
Correct. And that full moon conjuncts Uranus at 25 degrees, which means that whatever stays then needs to go higher up in spirituality. So
just so everybody knows, I'm not fiddling with this. What's happening is I have rubber bands on a pole holding up because I have none of our media equipment's here. So I got 2 rubber bands trying to hold up my my iPhone.
That's funny. And bubble gum.
Yeah, gotcha. Pretty much. If you could see my setup today, you'd laugh.
Yeah, no, I understand. I forgot a whole bunch of stuff coming to Denver. I'm like, like when you have to carry a whole studio with you, you just forget stuff. So basically this week is about feeling through what will be in your future and what won't.
And then what happens on Saturday?
On Saturday, you let's see. On Saturday, you then open up you accept it. So you accept the consequences of that. You accept the terms and conditions, because there's always terms and conditions, right? We never get 100% our way. So it's like, okay, I feel I'm going to go off to college, which means I'm not going to be around mom anymore. And little Tootsie the cat, like there's accepting the conditions and terms. And then we go to 25 that night, which means you then start to accept spiritually what that means for you. And because the moon will conjoin Uranus at 25 and oppose Uranus at 25 Scorpio, that also indicates anyone who is on the wrong mission will absolutely get knocked down over the weekend. So if you get knocked down, you're doing something really wrong. Wrong according to your plans you made in heaven, not according to me.
Right.
I don't know what's right for you.
Yeah, and that's not like wrong in the world. That's
wrong for you.
Whatever your direction was. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes you thought you're going in the right direction. And a lot of times those are people who don't like to change things. If it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of people. Like, it was going right, everything was right, suddenly it all fell apart. Yeah, because you've got other things to do in this life besides sell shoes, Ted Bundy. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times there's people who I've met surprisingly a lot of people who did not know there was more in their future they did not know there was more in their future. They thought this was it.
Yeah.
It's a common theme lately. It's like, oh no. I mean, I had a couple of people come on Astro Mechanics last Thursday. And it's like, I don't, it's like, you've got a whole future. You got a career to do. It's like, I do? Yeah. But I'm retired. Well, you haven't done your work yet. And that's common. So don't be surprised. If something falls apart, like losing a job or someone breaks up or anything that stops suddenly, it was consider that a blessing.
So then we would push all the way to when we meet again, which is Monday, and we're making a decision about all of this. If I'm on the wrong path or I'm on the right path, somehow that Monday is going to bring this massive decision point, right?
I call it devotion. I mean, I think that that level of 26 net 8 is a devotion. You're devoting, like a devout Catholic, you're devoting to this direction in good days and bad. It's more than just a commitment. I mean, it's more than just a decision. Mm-hmm. It's sort of an all in or all out thing. And Scorpio sometimes does do that. I will say this too. A lot of people are going on paths that are completely blind. You have no experience. You're like in your 40s or 50s and you're like, quote, quote, starting over. That is very common for our lifetime right now. Very common.
So a decision and devotion would be like breakfast. It'd be like having bacon and eggs. The chicken made a decision to be a part of their breakfast. The pig was devoted to the breakfast.
Well, yeah, most likely. That's funny. That's a deep but a good one. Yeah, definitely. The pig is devoted. Well, and devotion deals with the heart. I mean, devotion is, again, what do they say in a marriage? They say, I can't remember, in good times and not good times. Oh, sickness and health.
Yeah.
It's kind of that. You're like saying in sickness and in health, I'm going to go this direction. but it also probably means you're going to have to sacrifice something because it's Scorpio. So
Yeah.
something is going to have to probably go, and maybe something that you weren't crazy in love with, but you were still very fond of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you don't be surprised you have to make one of those calls. You know, so it's
So,
it's pretty deep life
yeah.
change.
So I mean, all that said, we've been talking about this time for a long time. People have been watching Astro Mondays for last year. Almost everything that you predicted, like step by step, word for word, has happened at the time it's happened.
Wow.
Even sometimes the stuff that you predicted was happening to you and I at the same time. And we were feeling all the crap too. What does it feel like? I know that between now and January 19th, people are kind of either spiraling it seems like they're spiraling up or spiraling down. It doesn't seem like there's a middle ground for people. It seems like you got to pick one boat or the other. Is that what you're feeling?
Um, well, right now the line's being made very clear to you. Okay. So it does seem like to be a huge chasm between the two right now, right? But that's due to ignorance
Yeah.
because there is no separation in life. So if you see a big divide between you and the other political party, you're ignorant. Um,
Yeah.
because that's not how we really are all in the same pot,
Hmm.
right? So what that means is I think with Mars retrograding from December 6th to February 25th, people's egos are going to be deflated. And what that means is this part of you is like, no, fuck them, no, fuck, like who are just saying, no, I can't, I'm moving out of the country. Come December 6th, you have no fighting. You're just be like, oh, I can barely move. Yes, stay there for 6 weeks. So what happens is God takes away the ego, which then takes away the whole fight. And when that part of you that was always fighting is not there, and you don't have the energy to fight, you start to ask yourself, why was I fighting anyways? So I think that's God's reprogramming.
So, I've been uniquely involved in a lot of the political stuff indirectly. Um,
Yeah, interesting.
yeah. Um, well, everything from Rolling Stone all the way through trying to take shots, but like it's like nothing bullets. They're not even rubber bullets.
Yeah.
They're like powder puff cake bullets. So, but what I've noticed or what I've been feeling is okay. You've got the left and the right, and we've been saying this for a long time. But there's the me side, no longer left and right. So we still have people that have been out there. What it seems to be that have felt like they've won in this election, and then you've got people that feel like they have lost in this election. But whether you have won or whether you have lost, wouldn't it say that if you're still involved in the election and all of the stuff around it, that you're not on your side yet?
I would say you're not in your power.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's kind of like going down the street and watching your shadow. Why would you watch your shadow as you walk down the street? Like when you're looking at the world as like the absolute of what is truth, you're basically following your shadow for which way to go in life because reality is your shadow. It is the reflection of who you are. Uh,
Yeah.
so, so literally those people just keep walking in circles until they stop. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to sound arrogant or like I'm above anybody. I just stopped walking those fucking circles myself. Like, so because you keep finding more circles. And once you get one up, you find another one. We're talking about
Yeah.
centuries of habit building, right? Like over lifetimes. But I did see the light. I have to say, I have seen the light. And what I mean by that is, I am no longer taking reality as real.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is going to be quoted by Rolling Stone next. Whenever I have trouble, he doesn't take reality as real. This guy's a fucking goofball.
These guys are
Um,
lunatics. Yeah.
yeah, totally. But so I feel, first of all, I feel like a lot of people are going to lose the fight and feel lost. So, I don't feel that people have the fight in them anymore to stay angry. Now, I do think, um, the richest people in the world who are united together on an island every year have some more tricks up their sleeves,
Yeah.
because they won't give up their control overnight. But I do feel like what's over is the us versus them thing.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a new them introduced to us.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah. I feel
aliens.
I feel that.
Like it's been
It's
us.
interesting because it's like even recently they've been like I've gotten some hard fact checks which are so some of the most bizarre ones because it's something that has is factually in every way true, and they've built the facts around it that aren't. And and it just feels like that stingy, sharp thing is not there anymore. I can't explain. Like, I don't have any evidence yet, but it doesn't feel like somebody's sitting in a room trying to take down the words that I say anymore. That's the feeling I got.
Yeah, I feel like what it is like, so for even the person who's hired to smear you, they're not in it anymore either. They had to really push themselves to finish that article.
Yeah.
That's Pluto. You know, when that's what zero is, that's what Pluto is. So when Pluto shifts signs into Aquarius, you won't have the energy or willpower to control in the old way anymore. It'll be hard for Bill Gates to develop a vaccine. Hard. He won't be able to. People who wanted, control for control's sake will have very little energy. God's just not sponsoring it anymore. Sorry, it's not being sponsored. That means God's light is not going to it anymore. That means you're going to have to kill yourself and work really hard and spend lots of money to do what used to be easy. And I think the people who used to write smear stories, they also got like a thrill out of it. I think that thrill's gone.
Sure.
They're not getting high off of it anymore. So, where's the payment?
Mm-hmm. So I'm super excited about seeing the next couple of weeks. I mean, I've got some things on my plate this week, which are fundamentally. I mean, it started. I could feel them coming up over the last couple of weeks, but fundamentally have started to that I can see. I can actually see through the matrix and see that these change the trajectory of what I'm doing or what we're doing forever, like never going back to an old way. And
Oh yeah, me too.
yeah,
I
and
feel that too. Hmm.
and um, um, what's the advice for somebody going through this week? Like, what is it? What's the? There's a lot of information. What did they do?
You got to feel your way through it. Okay, that's the biggest piece of advice. So, I'll give an example. My staff will say, "Hey, Chris, Joanne can meet on Tuesday or Wednesday. Wednesday feels better." I don't know. I didn't check my schedule for Wednesday.
Yeah,
It just Wednesday feels better.
fair
I went
statement.
with what felt better. So it's like you just go with what feels better. And that's
Yeah,
very hard to do because it's not scientific, logical, or anything. But here's the thing. Gosh, I'll tell you, I'm getting goosebumps now. Um, there's been a couple times already where I went with what felt better, and it looked like I was going to crash into somebody. Like, but suddenly, whoop, something changed at the last minute. In fact, even I'll tell you, getting on the airplane this last time, I had to do something. I felt like I had to do it, but it put me in risk of missing the flight.
yeah,
Okay, put me at risk. But I felt like God's like, no, you have to finish this.
yeah,
Long story short, I got on the flight. They closed the door.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's like it all worked out, and I stayed calm. I'm like, I know the risk. I kept asking, do I feel I'm gonna miss my flight? Nope, I don't. And then of course, in TSA check, my bag gets pulled aside for the extra inspection. I'm like, Jesus Christ! You know what I mean? There's no way you'll find the heroin. It's zipped or it's sewn in. No, no, but no, seriously. Of course, it's nothing. But even that setback was like. But I was like, no, I feel like I'm going to make the flight. I'm like, this will be interesting.
yeah.
Like
I
if
think I
if I
think
make
that's
it or
what I've
don't
been
make
doing.
it,
I've been saying this is going to be interesting. Let's just see.
let's see what happens. Let's see if what I feel actually is the right way. Let's see if it isn't. Yeah. So you just got to turn your mind off. It's not programmed for this next step. You haven't been educated for this next step. You haven't been told. You haven't studied. And even if you studied what I've studied, it doesn't tell us what's about to happen now when the
Yeah,
Earth bounces back from 26,000 of darkness,
yeah,
years of darkness. So you have to feel your way through it. Put on a blindfold and feel which way is right. And just try 1 week in your life. Just 1 week in your life, choosing based on what feels right and see what happens.
that's awesome. Great advice. Let's close off for today. I'll
Hey,
touch base
buddy.
with you offline. We need to
Good.
catch up. There's a
Let's
lot.
catch
There's
up.
a lot going on. I gotta tell you. So,
Yeah, me too. So tonight or tomorrow will be great. I'm
okay.
still back to back until the sun goes down for both of us.
Okay.
See you
Take care.
guys
Love you, brother.
Thursday. Love you too.
Bye
Bye.
bye. And if you haven't done it yet, make sure you go to seriousjoy.com, make it your morning routine. You can actually get the forecast, the one that we used to always read behind a paywall, is available to the world for free. And if you want to get more detailed information, you can go to our partner site and sign up for Sears Toy. You can try it out for $3.99 for the first month. And what it does is it gives you 7 messages a day. If you're in the United States, they're on text messages. Otherwise, they come in email and notifications. It has been literally guiding me through. I mean, it has been doing this for 7 years, but literally it's been guiding me through some of this craziness over the last little while. Also, some other things coming up. If you haven't done it yet, we have on November 30th, Thanksgiving Saturday, we have brought the world tour to you live. We have Deepak, we have Chris coming up. We have Raw of Earth. So we are taking the entire format of the world tour and we are bringing it to you live, and we're bringing it to your living rooms, dens, and onto your computers and your phones. We're doing this for a lot of reasons. Number one is because there's been such a demand for us to be there and we can't. We want to bring that feeling to you. The second thing is that right now people are heading into this massive trauma, and we want to give them the ability to release, just like you saw earlier when we started this, working with that lady, how much more emphasis she had just by working with us, or working with me online, and all of you, because you were out there doing it too. So this one's going to be different. I think there's going to be thousands and thousands and thousands. We don't know exactly how much. Depending on the signups, we may have to go to a streaming platform, but go there and sign up for it right away. And also, if you haven't done it yet, go check out our Behind the Reel. Go to our website, go to Behind the Reel, and try it out. If it doesn't work with you and you don't like it, man, I was there. I filmed this stuff. I can't stop watching it. And wait till you see what's coming up over the next couple of weeks with Lakota. It is powerful. The trailer's coming out soon. You'll see the trailer. But go Behind the Reel. It's a way to support us and get content that we can't put on social media. It's stuff that we can't share with you. And it's the secrets, definitely the secrets. It's the ones that we can't put out here. We're going to be doing interviews behind there that we keep getting blocked on, like the truth behind why we're so sick and why we can't hydrate and stuff like that. Because we can only put parts of that here. And unless you've been with us physically in person, we haven't been able to share these things with you. So we will be sharing a lot of that stuff behind the reel and whispering to you, but for the first time, because we have so many practitioners and coaches that want information that can't go through 6 months to work as a practitioner coach, we're putting high quality content together in a first ever coaching library of information that you're going to be able to purchase and be a part of. And again, this all goes to fund the overall worldwide mission. We're building and we're putting more people in place constantly. We're putting more programs out there. There's more cities that classes are going to. All over the place and all over the world that they're starting up. And we're funding these movements all over the world, including new products and new services and stuff like that. So those are ways that you can support and help us. So we will see you guys throughout the week or next week. Actually, we're going to be popping live a little bit as we're doing stuff. And we're building a new team as we start shooting the Behind the Reel series. So you'll be seeing more on the story and stuff like that. So keep checking. Super excited. See you guys next week or between now and then.